So I came home from work today to find something really fun on my porch, and that is the winnings for the Elestrals prototype tournament here. So that is one blister pack with the Stellar Hydrake, as well as 5 additional prototype booster packs. So very limited quantity here in the world, since I'm pretty sure Dan said that there are 5 prototype booster boxes made. And of course, he sent some of them out to some of the people who helped develop it, some of his friends and other YouTubers to rep the game as well. But in terms of the just Elestrals community, not many of us actually have these. So I'm really just feel very honored to get a chance to actually open these and be one of the few that actually has access to these. So really excited. One of these packs here, there will be going into a sealed collection, so we will not be opening that, setting that aside, but still 4 booster packs from a box, as well as 1 from the blister. That still seems pretty awesome if you ask me. So let's just get into opening these right away. I'm going to start with these booster packs, and I'll leave the blister for last. So let's see. So they do have the nicks in them to open them, like most booster packs, like from Vanguard and Digimon, as well as they do have a little pull tab at the top. I don't really like those, and plus I want to try to save the pack art as much as possible. Actually, I probably should show it off here. Just the nice Pantera right at the top with the Elestrals, 10 additional game cards. Not focusing too well. And the back just has a lot of interesting information here, showing off all the elements here and a bit of lore as well to it, and just, you know, some general just product information, QR code stuff. Pretty standard for stuff like this that needs to be done for really any product. So let's get into it. See, I want to at least save one of the packs for my collection. So I'm trying not to destroy it here. So let's see if I can get it. If not, still have plenty more chance to. So okay. Yeah, get them out of here. So, not too bad. Let's see if I can get better on some of the next ones. So, back here. Very nice. Like, the fact that the card quality is only going to get better is astounding here. And I imagine this backing might be, it's very much just like printed ink there. I imagine there might be a bit of a glossy finish to it at the end, but even then, just the print looks very, very clean regardless. I just noticed that it definitely looks more printed and not as glossy. So I don't know if there's a card trick for this, but let's just kind of go through it. And too appropriate. The card to start out with, Drataya here. If Ambrosia is enchanted, you can draw 2 cards. So these are all just the prototypes, so the effects, of course, will be out of date. They'll be relevant as the prototype stuff, but not the current release as well. So start with the Drataya here. Very, very appropriate. I'm going to put that up in the back, of course. Rummage, again, just a lot of Earth cards, a lot that I got to rep in my run for the tournament. Feels very appropriate in playing Earth. Another one, Clovey here. Wasn't originally running this at first. I sided it in and siding out St. Harbor and Say Timber for the finals. And just threw this one in here because it's not an amazing stat line, but at least at worst it just cycles itself. So I think it saw play in at least one of my games in Top Cut. Necrof here representing the fire that I faced a lot of. Really great card there. These look great. Ooh, Earth Scout. This one's a really neat one that I actually really have to have in my collection. I think these cards are really cool, even if they aren't the most powerful. It's actually, after making the video about the Oistress, this is one of the cards I was considering making another video like that on as well. So really neat to see this one here as well. And again, this one just a very clean print on it. I wonder if there might be a more glossy finish to it, like a lot of trading card games do, but just a clean print here. Arrowmare, really great collection so far as well. Arrowmare's another great card here. And then into a Siracun. Ooh, don't have the Wind prototype deck, so that's pretty cool to see Siracun. Chrysaor, another nice one here. Just being able to attack the spirit deck directly. Does have a change in its final print. Tectoros, another one repping the Earth Boys here. Another really powerful card that helped me win, just really leverage the power of Earth to victory. And then a Vipyro here. Really neat to see that. Clean print here. I have to compare these to the prototype cards because I want the prototype cards also have more of like a glossy finish since they're going out to people as opposed to these prototype boxes, which are, well, prototypes. And what do we end off here? Oh, it's stuck. That's a good sign. Oh, hold on. Oh, the spirit's at the back, duh. So the rare there would have been the Chrysaor. Still, though, that's really neat, though. Or maybe it was the Tectoros. No, that was the Tectoros here. Hey, I'm not opposing that rare. That's great here. So let me get this one open up. I'm going to do that off screen to see if I can conserve the pack a bit better. So first card of this one pack. Actually, let me do the Spirit first. No, we can leave it in the back. Never mind. I changed my mind. But starting off with Ignector here. This is really cool since I was repping this card earlier this week in my Fire Aggro Swarm deck, which, by the way, you all seem to love that video. I was a bit surprised since it was a bit on the long side, but it's been killing it in views. The engagement on it's been phenomenal, so thank you for that. So nice to see a card that reminded me of that. Wormite, speaking of the fire deck, Wormite was a big part in it as well, just a great aggro card. Cracked, cool little card here. When normal enchanted, you can target an Elestral. When out of focus, let me get back in focus. There we go. When Cracked is normal enchanted, you can target an Elestral on your opponent's field, and as long as Cracked is enchanted, target Elestral cannot attack. Pretty neat there. It's got an even better effect now that indicates the effect, so cool. Good old Sluggle. So happy to see the change on this one, just even better, but still really neat to have a pro-type version of it. Typhlant. When normal special enchanted, discard one from your opponent's hand at random. Surprised that this one isn't seeing a bit more play. I just don't think discard is as amazing as we thought it was at this stage of the game here. Still really neat that we have a card like that, though. Speaking of discard, Spark It here. Really cool card again. I love the change that now you can look at your opponent's hand and get hand information. So that's really neat as well. Definitely, I saw a fun deck. I think it was Rat King who was piloting it. That was just using Spark It to Nexus Thunder Spirits between like itself, Zeus, and a Toxion just to discard and burn, which is pretty funny if you can get that up. Signetric here, the old effect for it. Astrabbit, really cool card here as well. Into, Hollow Pandison. That's really pretty. And Teratlus to boot with it. Okay, that's really neat. That's a pretty hollow, just a nice gloss all over. You got the star pattern on the border and the card art itself. That's pretty. That's a cool pull. All right. Let me get that in a sleeve. I do have. She received another big order I got of just some cards. That's more just for my personal collection. Not going to open it for a video, but got some Mew sleeves in there just as a free bonus for that order because it's a Black Friday deal. So really useful for getting these cards. So now I can just grab these sleeves instead of having to go digging through my boxes right now. So let's move on to this third pack here. Starting it off here, we got Ursier, probably I think the most playable of the three bears here, just kind of being a less potent version of Viserys for fire. It's kind of what it does here. So really neat card here. Just had him. Ooh, another Ignector. Will I get my 3 for an Ignector Swarm? Wormite again. Okay. Cracked. I wonder if pattern dictates it. Next should be a Sluggle. Let's see. Sluggle. Okay. Next should be a Typhlant. Oh, it's a Javalantis. Okay. So seeing some patterns here, that's of course to be expected. Javalantis, pretty cool card here. I think it's been bumped up to expend 3 spirits when it destroys an Elestral in battle. But it needs to destroy a opponent's defense position Elestral in battle, if I remember correctly. So interesting change there. I do think the more spirits is definitely better for a 2-spirit. I don't know about the whole need to destroy a defense position Elestral, but still really neat there. Zephyrog. Oh, it was originally a 3/3 instead of a 4/3. Zephyrog can attack your opponent's spirit deck directly. If the attack is successful, your opponent must also discard 1 card from their hand to the underworld. So huge glow up for Zephyrog here, moving up to 4 attack and being able to look at your opponent's hand to discard just makes it so much better. Really neat to see this, but yeah, this one definitely seems a bit underpowered, especially with how easy it is to punish 2 Spirit Elestrals right now. Just the ability for a Zephyrog now to be, with its new effect, to be able to snipe a particular card of your opponent's hand that might answer it, really nice there. Galaxy, more on that water. Really neat to have that as well. Into an Exaltair. Bird go burr. That's really neat to see. Non-hollow, and then ending off with a Lycris. Nice little wind spirit to go with the Exaltair here. So let's get into the next pack. Speaking of Zephyrog, we got its pre-ascension form, Tadpup here. Really great to help speed up sending out water Elestrals. Definitely have an interesting to say with this versus Amphiorix from when we do when I do the base set review. So really neat card there. Definitely has a lot of potential moving forward. And Pup, really cool card. Love the new artist collection Lycavolt that they revealed. Makes me want to build a deck around it, honestly. I love that artwork so much. Old Elichek searching out a Wind Spirit Elestral instead of the Divine Rune. I think the Divine Rune's a lot better search for this card, honestly. Divine Runes are just a lot powerful. Like, you can outshirt Zeus and immediately get some assistant attacking over stuff, which is really neat. Quackle as well. So more Thunder heavy pack. Glad to see some different stuff. Jolton, seeing a Thunder. Then Globby to go with the Sluggle. old Globby effect here to enchant it with a water to a rune or a Elestrals on the field, and if he's successfully enchanted, draw 1. So interesting they changed up to instead just recover 2 each turn. So interesting change, a real overhaul to this effect as well. I don't know which one's really better here. I mean, Globby really wasn't considered the best card in Prototype, and I don't think it just recovering 2. I mean, I will say I've definitely seen some people, I think it was Radigan, that if you can get a Globby to stick can be really obnoxious with that recover 2 each turn as well. So yeah, I really don't know which one's better. I think maybe the recover one just because it does something a bit better than this one, but still interesting. Ooh, yay, Foamy! Oh, I love Foamy. Just good old Foamy Armada. Really considering maybe trying to get custom sleeves made for myself, just with the, like I use on Tabletop Sim with the Foamies. That'd be fun. And then into an Ivory to go with the Typhlant. I think I've got next one's the rare. Big overhaul to this effect, because honestly, this effect isn't amazing. When it's destroyed in battle, you can expend 1 Ward to special enchant Typhlant from your underworld. Super expensive for what you get, and most times it's going to be destroyed by card effects anyway. So good change from the main set to it, because this one I definitely don't think was it. Let's see, do I get anything rare from this pack? Ooh, okay. Imperial, didn't get the Thunder Deck, so that's really cool to see. Expend 2 to target and destroy 1 card on the field. I guess now expend 1, which I think is a lot better as well. So neat card there. And the Spirit is another Rattlers to round it out. So those were 4 packs. Still got the one from in here, so let me crack it open. I realize before I get any further, I probably should show it off. It's just got the Zaptor and Vipire with Elestrals up at the top. Standard blister pack stuff. Interesting enough, it looks like Hydrake is in a penny sleeve in here, when most of them usually have like a plastic kind of indent for it. But it makes sense since he was printing a very limited amount of these, and just the general Elestrals lore, just kind of in bigger text that was on the pack. I already saw in all the information, so really neat there. But let me get this open. Yeah, here's the Hydrake in a penny sleeve. I love this, just the stellar Hydrake, the blue tongue, using pretty much inverting some of its colors. It really does look nice. I'm gonna have to take out the sleeve for a second, but just a nice, very limited stellar here, especially for a Prototype, though. Probably one of the more accessible ones, depending on how many blisters Dan had printed. Just a sheer gloss over it. Looks very pretty. That one's staying in the collection. I really do like this card here. When he announced that it was one of the blisters, I actually was really happy because the Hydrake was something that's like, oh, like you just get a stellar there. It looks really neat. I thought it was really cool as well. So really nice to get that. But let me get this final pack open. So let's see if I can end it off with the holo here, or if the Hydrake and the Pandison will be our big pulls. Really makes me tempted to open into that final pack that's going to a sealed collection, but going to resist the urge for that, as there'll be plenty more packs that I'll open. But start off here with an Ampup, into an Elichick, into a Quackle, so same pattern here. Jolton, yep. Now a Nimbug to go with that Sircoon, pretty neat there. Thunderstorm. I haven't seen a lot of runes now that I think about it, so it's cool to see Thunderstorm here. And Bag of Winds as well, speaking of runes. Tornado. So it looks like a lot of these are like clumped together, which I imagine once you get to an official print run that you won't notice as many patterns like this, since it's just a prototype opening. Ooh, okay. Ending off with something really neat here. Zaptor for the Spirits. Holographic Nectar of the Gods. That's very pretty with the rainbow color on it and all the stars. Okay, that's a great way to end it off, honestly. Cannot complain here whatsoever. Bit of a reach to expect like a full art or a stellar, but just honestly, any prototype cards, even just simple holos like these, are very, very welcome. So really the main pulls here were the Pandison and the Nectar of the Gods, and just a great starting to the opening with all these Earth cards as well. Reppin' Earth, the deck I piloted, and then of course the Stellar Hydrake from the blister here. So just a lot of really, really neat cards here. Really do like that. And I think the other rares were the Imperial and the Exaltair were the other rares from this as well. Actually, I don't know what the official rarity is. I've read over them, but I don't remember them off the top of my head. But they're the final cards of the back. They're the equivalent of rares in Pokemon, pretty much. But yeah, so those were the unboxing of the prize packs that I won. Thank you to everyone who helped make the tournament possible. Dan for making an amazing game. Just setting up the prototype decks for us to buy, setting up a tournament, or initiating a start of a tournament to have us actually play with them. And thank you so much for the for to him, if he's watching, to you, for the prize packs as well. He did not announce that there was going to be a prize until right before the final round. So just the fact that when all's coming out of that intense, really fun match where I just expected it just to be for clout and just the fun of it, and because I really didn't care about the clout, just the fun of it, to then actually have something like a fun video to make, it's actually is really neat, and I'm really happy for this opportunity. So again, thanks to Dan for this. It's been a real blast to kind of show these off, have some cool cards from my collection, and yeah. If you missed the tournament, I did upload all 3 of my top 8 matches to my YouTube channel. You can find them. They are labeled as such, as like top 8, top 4, and finals. And I'll also link to the playlist with them down in the description below, and I'll put a card up above. But if you enjoyed this kind of opening, as well as not many of us Celestial YouTubers get to do that, at least until main product comes out, please leave a like, comment down below what your favorite pull from this is, which card do you like the most, really just anything. It's been really neat to do. So yeah, and if you've been enjoying my content, please subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you all are notified when I upload more content, because there will be plenty more gameplay, deck profiles, card discussions, and such. And once we get official product, definitely doing a lot more openings, because I did order a case of cards, so there'll be plenty of packs to open there. So a lot of just fun stuff for you all to stay tuned for.